welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our planning process for upcoming Disney vacation. I've received a few questions about it, so I thought it'd be best just to make a video. We haven't gone yet, but I thought this would be a good planning video for people because when we started planning our Disney vacation, I hadn't been to Disney World in about 25 years. And my husband hadn't been in about 15 or so. So a lot has changed since then, and we kind of didn't know where to start. I watched a few videos on YouTube, I went on Pinterest and read a ton of blogs, but I think that there is a lot to take in and a lot to learn, and it is a big vacation. So I'll start with kind of our planning process. Started talking about it back in February. Now it's August. So we started talking about it back in February. My birthday's in September. It's a big birthday, and we wanted to take a family trip to celebrate the birthday and kind of threw out some different ideas. I had been seeing commercials for Disney World, and so I thought, maybe we should go to Disney World. So I went on the Disney website and looked at different packages and was really surprised at how inexpensive it was. I mean, it is a big trip. It is a lot of money, but I was thinking it was going to be a lot more money. So once we kind of had an idea of how much we could spend on a Disney vacation to go for a week, my husband and I talked about it, and we decided that yes, that's where we wanted to go. And after talking to a few people, most of them recommended using a travel agent to help make the process smoother. So I went online, looked at a couple of different agencies, and actually ended up working with an agency that one of my friends had worked with. And there's a few reasons why. Some of the agencies that we looked at, there was a fee attached to it. So when you use an authorized Disney agent, they get paid through Disney. So there shouldn't be any fees associated with that. Some of the agencies that we looked at was like $150 to $200 fee, which is not that much, but that's also $150 to $200 that's coming out of our vacation budget that we could be using on something else. The other reason why I chose the travel agent that we did was because she also took care of airfare. Some of the other agencies that we were looking at didn't take care of airfare. So they would book your resort, your tickets, help you with reservations and fast passes, but they would not book your airline tickets, which for us was important. I kind of wanted someone to help me through the whole process and take care of it. So we ended up going with Melissa at Magical Vacations, and I'll go ahead and put her contact information below. She has been awesome, and I'll go through and talk to you a little bit more about the process and what she's done for us, and why I would use a travel agent again. Okay, so now I'll talk a little bit about the process and how the travel agent helped us with the process. So like I said, I had gone online and kind of looked at resorts and pricing, so we knew what our budget was. And so when I reached out to Melissa, I sent her an email and I told her kind of how much we wanted to spend, how long we wanted to go, the dates that we were interested in. And one thing I have to say about Melissa is she always gets back to you within a few hours. Every time I've called her, she's either answered the phone, or if she doesn't answer the phone, she'll call me back usually within half an hour. Anytime I email her, unless it's like I email her really late at night, anytime during the day, even like at 8 o'clock in the evening, she'll reply to me within an hour or two, answering any questions that I have. So I love that she was so responsive and got back to us so quickly, and it really helped the process move along a lot faster. So once I told her what it is that we were looking for, she replied and sent me a questionnaire. So the questionnaire probably took about 20 minutes to fill out. There were a lot of questions about our budget, who was going, the ages of the people that were going, were we celebrating anything, what was important to us as far as parks, rides, restaurants, things we wanted to do. Did we want to golf? Did we want to do water sports? Did we want to do all these other activities? So once we filled that out, within a few hours, she gave us 3 quotes for 3 different resorts. One was below our budget, one was right at our budget, and one was over our budget by, I think, like $50. And so the resort that we ended up selecting at that time was the Port Orleans, and we picked it for a few reasons. We picked it, the way that she explained to me is that you either save time or you save money. So the Walt Disney World is quite large, and so you can either stay closer to some of the parks and save time in traveling to them, or you can save money by staying farther away and spending more time traveling to the parks. So Port Orleans was what they call a moderate resort. Disney has a couple different kinds of resorts. They have value resorts, which are maybe don't have as many of the amenities. A lot of them don't have full service like a sit-down restaurant. They have more of a what they call a quick serve or a buffet or something where you go up and order like at a counter and then get a table. The moderate resorts are a little bit nicer. The rooms are maybe a little bit more plush. The value resorts only have double beds for most of the rooms. The moderate resorts will have queen beds. They have sit-down restaurants. They're maybe a little bit closer to some of the park. And then there are the deluxe resorts, which are, like the name implies, they're going to be a little bit more deluxe. They're going to be closer to the parks. So the Port Orleans is right in the middle. It's a moderate resort, and we chose it for its amenities. We liked the theme. We liked what it had to offer. One thing I didn't know before we started this process is you don't have to pay for the trip right when you book it, unless you're booking within 30 days. So like I said, we started this process in February. We ended up booking in March. And at that time, we put down our $200 deposit, which is all that's required. And then we're able to make payments on the trip up until 30 days prior to departure. So 30 days, your trip has to be paid for in full. So we booked the trip, and within about a month, it was probably at the beginning of April, Disney came out with promotions. The promotions included a couple of different things. So you could either choose room discounts, which were between, I think, 15 and 30% on different rooms, varying by resort, or they had the Disney dining plan. So the Disney dining plan is what a lot of people would think of as like more of an all-inclusive plan. So you pay a flat rate per day and then you get food credits. So there's different plans. I'm not going to go into it, but there's snack credits. So that's like for popcorn or pretzels or ice cream or snack items. And then there's dining credits. And the dining credits, depending on the plan, would either be for a quick service restaurant or a sit-down restaurant where you would have a server come and take your order and serve you. So you get the credits and you can use them how you see fit. Some restaurants you can use 2 quick service credits to have a sit-down dinner. Some restaurants don't take the credits at all. So once we looked at what our plans were, the restaurants we knew that we wanted to eat at, and kind of what we wanted to do, we decided not to take the Disney dining plan and instead take a room discount. So what that meant was that for the same price as we were paying at the moderate resort with the discount, we could move up to a deluxe resort. And so we moved to the Wilderness Lodge, which is right next to the Magic Kingdom, and you just take a boat to get to the Magic Kingdom. It came highly recommended from some friends who had stayed there. It was also Melissa, our travel agent, one of her favorite resorts. So, you know, that helped too because she was able to talk me through it. Another thing that I liked about Melissa is when we booked in March, she had just returned from a trip to Walt Disney World. So she was fresh in her mind. She knew what was closed, what was open, what was under construction through the process. She went again in June. So I've been working with her now for 6 months, and she's gone to Disney World twice, which I really liked. I liked that, you know, she's actually living it and able to tell us things when I have questions like, oh yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago and this was this and this was that. So we were able to change resorts. Part of working with the travel agent is that she reached out to us when those promotions came out and said, hey, you could get a discount of where you're staying, and it could be even cheaper than where you're at. You could take the Disney dining plan and have food included in your trip, or you could upgrade for almost the same price. I think in the end when we upgraded, because we upgraded to even a nicer room, I think we ended up paying about $300 more or so for the trip. I want to talk a little bit about other things that using the travel agent did for us. So one thing that has changed quite a bit since I've last been to Disney is what they call advanced dining reservations. For a lot of the sit-down restaurants, you need to make a reservation. If you don't make a reservation, you are not going to get in. I shouldn't say all of them because we have been able to make additional reservations. There are a lot of really popular restaurants at Disney World right now. So you can make those reservations if you're staying on property, I think, 180 days prior to departure. So right about when we booked, those reservations opened up. I was able to book some of them myself. Some of them Melissa helped me with. Shortly after we booked, I had a conversation with Melissa and we kind of went over how many days we're there, how many days we're going to go in the park, what parks we're going to visit on which days, why. She had a lot of insight as to the time of year we're going, the crowd sizes, and what days would be best on which parks. So once we knew which parks we were going to, I had a list of restaurants that I knew that we wanted to try to get into. She provided some suggestions, but it was nice to have someone who's eaten at those restaurants, some of the restaurants like a week before, and be able to kind of give feedback on what was good, what we might like. We have a toddler. She has a toddler, so that was really helpful. I think she also really helped us decide what was best for us as far as the Disney dining plan and why it wasn't best for us. So when you do the Disney dining plan, if you have 3 people in your group, all 3 people have to be on the Disney dining plan. You can't buy it for 2, you can't buy it for just 1 person. Additionally, you have to buy it for the entire length of your trip. So if you're there 6 nights, you're paying for it for 6 nights. Having a toddler who is extremely picky, it didn't feel worth it to us to pay for that dining plan for him, when oftentimes whenever I order something, he'll eat off of my plate, he'll split something with both my husband and I, so it didn't really feel like it was going to be the most value for our money to be paying for meals for him when he might not eat it. Also, one thing that my husband and I do a lot, we'll order an appetizer, an entree, and dessert, and then split them all, instead of each of us just ordering an entree and then you're too full to try the things. So that's also not something you can necessarily do with a dining plan. Yes, you can order those things, but with the way the credits work, you're going to have extra credits, you're going to be paying for things out of pocket. So when we looked at what was important to us as far as food and the restaurants we wanted to eat at and how we eat, we thought that that wasn't best for us. The other thing that Melissa helped us with, and I'm not going to go into detail on all about fast passes, but fast passes are essentially reservations to get on rides. So the popular rides, you're able to book a fast pass. So during your allotted time, you can go. You don't have to wait in the standby line. You can go to a much shorter line of people with fast passes. They only book so many fast passes for every time slot. So when you are staying on property, you can book your fast passes 60 days in advance. If you're not staying on property, it's 30 days. So when it was coming up on those 60 days, I sat down with Melissa over the phone and had a conversation about which rides were really important to us, what we wanted to go on, what we really didn't care about. She gave me feedback about which ones she thought that if we really wanted to go on, we needed to get fast passes for, which ones we really didn't need fast passes for. Some of the parks have a tiered system, so you get to pick 1 from tier 1 and then 2 from tier 2. You get to pick 3 fast passes per day per park. Once you hit all those 3 fast passes, you can go on the Disney app, where they have kiosks within Disney World, and you can book another fast pass. Then once you use that one, you can then book another one. It helps you get through the parks a little bit faster. We're not going at a super busy time of year, so we're not as worried about getting on all the rides that we want to get on, but Melissa did help us with booking the fast passes. Once I sat down with her, we went over what we wanted to go on, our timeline, fitting it in with our dining reservations. A couple days we have breakfast reservations where we're doing character breakfasts. So she helped fit us in. That's probably going to take you an hour. Then you're going to have 20 minutes of travel time to the park. So let's book the fast passes for this time. So she really helped plan out all of that. I cannot say enough good things about Melissa. I liked that she gave us the flexibility for me to plan things that I wanted to plan, and her take care of the things that I needed help with or I didn't have time to do. And I also liked being able to bounce ideas off of her. I think we want to do this. What do you think about this? Should we go here? Should we skip this? So now that we're within our 30 days of travel, we have a lot of fun things kind of happening. It seems like it's all coming together very quickly. I was hoping to have our magic bands here. The magic bands are, it kind of looks like a Fitbit, I guess, that you would wear on your wrist, and everything is linked to it. So we were able to personalize them. So everything is linked on that band. It will be our room key. It will have our park tickets on there. It will be, we are taking the Magic Express, which is pretty cool that we are able to fly right into MCO, which is the Orlando airport, and we'll take the Disney Express bus that was included. It will pick us up at the airport and take us directly to our resort. The good thing about that is flying with a toddler, sometimes flying with a car seat can be a little bit difficult. So we don't have to take a car seat on this trip, which is awesome. So the Disney Express will pick us up. It will take us directly to Disney. So that's on our Magic Band. as well. We also set up a PIN number on our Magic Band, so we're able to pay for purchases. We can pay for food in the stores. Another cool thing about staying on property is that any of the stores that you shop at, if you don't want to carry your purchase, you are able to pay for it and they will deliver it to your hotel and you can pick it up at your hotel. Also, if there's a long line and you see something, with the Disney Parks app, you can scan it, you can purchase it, and it will be delivered to your room as well. So I'm kind of excited about that. The other thing that came from our travel agent that I wanted to talk about is this, and it was called the mini box, and this little I'm a sucker for packaging, but the packaging is adorable. And this came the other day, and inside of it, I'll go over what's inside of it, but this also came with it, which is from the Disney Travel Company. It's different coupons for the Wide World of Sports, there's miniature golf, there's just some discount coupons for some different places, so that was kind of a nice little bonus. Inside the box, which I'm keeping the box because it's adorable. On the very top was this, and it's just a little bag of pixie dust, which is kind of fun, kind of a mess, but it doesn't come out of the little thing, but it's kind of cute. And then we got this nice little card that said Magical Vacations, the mini box. And the mini box is exclusive to our travel agency. It's something that they're known for. And just a nice little note, just saying what's in the box and we're excited, hope you have a magical vacation. And then just a little card about the box. We got like a little invitation card with the dates that we're going, and just it's an invitation from Mickey and Minnie, which was fun. And then I got this. Since my birthday dinner is at Cinderella's royal table, we actually got like an invitation which they made, which was really cute. It says, "Hear ye, hear ye, Queen Sherry, in a celebration of her royal birthday, is cordially invited to Cinderella's royal table for a birthday celebration, and the date, happy birthday. We look forward to making your acquaintance, Princess Cinderella." So I thought that was cute. A little checklist of the check-in process and kind of when we get to, before we actually leave for Disney, how to check in, the tickets, kind of just an information sheet, which was nice. And then these are cute. They're little cards, and they're for cast member compliment cards. And it says, "You helped to make this vacation magical. Thank you for being a great cast member." You're supposed to hand them out to people who you think are doing a great job as a little thank you. I thought that was kind of cute. This was probably the coolest part of the whole box. It came with kind of cool paper inside. This is a little, what they call the Magic Itinerary. So this little bound book, it's quite thick. It's kind of exciting. So it has just more information. It's made to be small so we can carry it with us, and it has suggested itineraries. So it says, like, you know, get there 15 minutes before they open, and then it gives a ride. It says, you know, fast pass suggestions, you know, do you need to meet Anna and Elsa, different snack ideas based on which land that you're in. So it's suggesting for this itinerary, there's different ones, but if you start in Fantasyland, kind of move this way. And that's for all the different parks. So they have Hollywood Studios. And then this was cool. So they have like dining plan ideas, so restaurant ideas. And then they've made this little itinerary. I'm not going to show it close up because it does have personal information in there. But it tells us, it has our flight information, it has confirmation numbers for our resort, it has confirmation numbers and time for our dining. It tells us how to get to which park. So the day that we get there, we're actually going to Magic Kingdom, and it says take the boat to Magic Kingdom. You can also check with a cast member if buses are running. It tells us where our fast passes are, different activities that we may like, and it tells us what time we have to leave. So the next day we have a breakfast reservation at Ohana, which is the Lilo and Stitch kind of themed character breakfast at the Polynesian. And it says our reservation's at 9:55. It says you have to leave no later than 8:55. You have to take a monorail, take a boat to a monorail. So it tells us how to get everywhere. So I thought that was really cute. And it's just those little extra touches that I don't have to print out an itinerary. When you download the Disney app, My Experience app, that will give you your itinerary as well. But I thought this was cute that they made this, and I thought this would be nice to carry. That is a little bit about the planning of our trip, the steps that we took. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below and I'll answer them for you. And like I said, I put Melissa, our travel agent's information below as well. We are really looking forward to our trip. I think I might do a few other videos maybe about what we're packing and bringing, and then probably a recap of once we come back, what we liked, what we didn't like, and a little bit maybe a look at our entire trip. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.